Europe, one of the places with one of the most interesting cultures. From West to Central to Eastern Europe, our story starts here, to Romania, the home of vampires, gopniks, and some pretty cool looking food. From the Roman Empire, to the Mongols, to the Ottomans, and to the Huns, Romania's history is so interesting that I could talk hours about it. And not talking about their leaders. Peak cinema. But the stories for another day, they can really use their own videos. But let's start in the Eastern Bloc, especially communist Romania. It's been run by this guy, and he's a big Stalin fanboy. And when Stalin died in 1953, the new leader of the Soviet Union, Nikita Khrushchev, was like, hey guys, you know like Stalin was basically systematically starving and murdering us all for doing nothing? Yeah, perhaps that's not so base no more. So Khrushchev began the policy of de-Stalinization. Statues and monuments of Stalin were taken down, Stalingrad was renamed, and anything of Stalin in general was just destroyed. And our guy was not happy about it, and he was demoted to prime minister. Then he died in 1965. Like the freaking loser he is. But the guy to replace him was a man by the name of Nicolae Ceausescu, or I think that's how you pronounce it. But surprisingly, the beginning of Ceausescu's reign was pretty good. Not only the economy was doing well, he eased censorship on the press, and the quality of life in Romania was growing. And he was one of the only few communist leaders in the Eastern Bloc to oppose the Soviet invasion of Czechoslovakia. This was huge because this made him very, very popular in the West, and he was even knighted by the Queen of England. Talk about OG bruv. Everybody at this point quickly realized that Ceausescu wasn't like the other girls. And so class, what do you guys think about Ceausescu?
Dude sounded pretty alright. Sounded cool. Kinda awesome.
Now look, class, I know I've been talking him up like I want to bring him back to my place. You would too, right? What? That is, if he had died in 1971, however. Because, you see, Ceausescu was invited to the Hermit Kingdom itself, North Korea, and he was met by this dystopian nightmare straight out of Wolfenstein. And Ceausescu would later say this about the visit. That was base and peak, and Romania will quickly go downhill faster than my past relationship. Gooning, edging, and joking were completely banned. That monster! Yes, I know. He sucked. Ceausescu began taking away any freedoms the Romanian citizens had, and the Romanians quickly hated him, and their lives would get so much worse when Ceausescu began amping up Romania's secret police, the Securitate. They began bugging people's houses, workplaces, and even phones. Alright, I think I got a connection. You hang up the phone. No, you do. No, you hang up the phone. No, you do. No, you hang up the phone. Okay. She hung up on me. Why? Dang. The guy sounds desperate. And side note, the Securitates killed so many people that many children of the killed people were often sent to orphanages that were overcrowded. And oh yeah, Ceausescu banned birth control and abortions at an attempt to raise the population. And as Ceausescu went into his later years, he was kookier than Cocoa Puffs. Reportedly, after wearing suits, Ceausescu would burn them to avoid being poisoned, and when he was traveling abroad, he refused any food offered to him. Dude sounds more insecure than a High School Musical character. And a way to distract people from their horrible lives, he built this marble palace. I mean, looking at it, yeah, it looks pretty cool, but under it were secret tunnels for emergencies. And dude's ego was slightly bigger than your mom. That's right, I'm bringing back mom jokes in the big 2026. What are you gonna do about it? But everything would all change on December 17th, 1989, as a series of anti-Ceausescu protests erupted in the city of Timișoara, and Ceausescu's wife, Elena, sent in pro-communist workers. And you want to know what they did? They joined in the protest. And the army was eventually called in to Tiananmen Square style the protesters. And Ceausescu immediately denounced the protesters at Timișoara, but a few rowdy people in the back of the crowd got a little too rowdy.
Aceste mari manifestări populare din București, considerând aceasta ca o
Now, at this point, Ceausescu knew he was cooked, so he had two options. Option A, use the tunnels for this exact situation. Or B, fly a helicopter in broad daylight.
Sounds like you chose the helicopter.
Yeah, he chose option B like the genius he was. Now, at this point, the military switched sides and they threatened to shoot down Ceausescu's helicopter if he didn't land. And he landed, and he was put on trial for genocide. And the trial only lasted for 2 hours because the verdict was already picked. Guilty. And him and his wife Elena were taken out in the back and they were shot on TV. So class, after hearing all of this, what do you think of Ceausescu now? Dude sounded like a jerk. Ceausescu is a perfect example of a good guy coming into power, but seeing what other people can do, he just became an asshole. So, goodbye. Today's shoutouts go to Wendoodles, Ollie Tunes, ND Animations, and Scoop and Suba Animates. All my good best friends. So go check them out and tell them I said hi. And like and subscribe for more goofy funny videos.